Hello guys, this is Nikki and you are watching today, July 24, 2020. It is already Friday. We're going to discuss names in the US market, so let's begin. We could see that the market has actually started peaking. Why do we say this? Let's take a look in this is my favorite way to hedge. If the market is stoppish, how could you make money if the market is stoppish and you hold some longs? So you are seeing today UVXY Pro shares. You could see that since February coronavirus, from 10 bucks, this went to about as high as 150. So times 15 in what was, of course, the biggest drop in the U.S. global markets in such a short time. So that was a 15x move in just like from February 20 to the low, which was March 18, March 23. We actually bottomed in the U.S. market March 23. So this one peaked at March 18. So 5 days before the market bottomed, we actually peaked in the fear gauge, which is your volatility index. And how you can play this is through the Ultra VIX, UVXY. So right now, people are talking about complacency, euphoria, insanity. People don't care about risk. No one's doing risk management. That's a lot of people talking about that. But you know what? You can be long. You can long stocks and protect your longs, your great company positions by simply having a hedge. A hedge, what is a hedge, Nikki? I don't understand what a hedge is. A hedge is you're buying a contract that assumes that if the market fell, these volatility indicators would spike up, and that spike in your premiums, whether it be puts, whether it be calls, just the fact that volatility will increase. You're not talking about a directional bet. People assumes that volatility usually spikes because when we crash, we fall 10%, 20%. People always say risk happens so fast. So how could I protect my gains right now? This is one way that you could do it, UVXY. So we actually saw UVXY last night show a buying signal at about 25.95, 26. It happened at around 1 a.m. in the Philippine time. I think that's 1 p.m. in US time. You could see that breakout somewhere here at 26. Some of us got in buying some UVXY last night. It closed at 27. I'm seeing that a lot of people are buying some protection. So UVXY here at about 25, 26, 27. Some people are trying to protect their gains. Of course, if the market continues higher, UVXY can actually go down because that makes people go complacent. But so let's assume that your portfolio is 90% exposed and you're 10% in cash. Some people would do the 10% in cash to actually hedge their 90% longs. So they'll be buying 10% of their portfolio in a position that will actually go up if the market fell. Because consider this, if 90% of my stocks could fall a potential 20% drop, that would mean that I could suffer an 18% drawdown. For me to protect that loss, my 10% has to, let's say, go maybe 10% up or 20% higher just to cushion those drops that could happen. Of course, a 20% drop in your longs is a tragedy, but we often say that nobody can predict the future. And so it's okay to get a 20% drop if you're buying great companies either way. So do you have to hedge? It's actually case by case. Not many people know how to hedge. So a hedge is just a way for you to make money if the markets crash. This doesn't mean that you are shorting a stock. It just means that you just want to protect your longs. So some people are more advanced. I'm not here to teach you about options, puts, la la la. It's not my call. But you can learn about that if you want to. But for those buying UVXY, it looks like maybe in the next 5 to 7, 8 days, if the market will crash, earnings from some big companies could push it to the downside. The market can fall. So those who want to protect themselves can see this as a potential short-term long. So a short-term means about 1 week or 2 weeks, or even just a few days. So you've got a bit of a potential risk of about $2, and your reward is about $10 or $15. So those kinds of trades are important, risk-reward ratio all the time. So why are we seeing that there could be potential downside? Why? Okay, so let's see. Last night, your big index names, your Apple, your Microsofts, your Facebooks, kaboom drop. So Goldman Sachs said last night that Apple was unsustainable here at about 400. It had leeway to fall down. So some people started selling their Apple shares. Of course, Apple already almost doubled, 220, 213 to 319. You're seeing some profit taking here. How low can it go? If Apple fell 30% further from 370 to 320, then your downside risk is about 15%. So there. So some people are trying to just ensure that their gains are locked in, so they are buying puts. So they still have longs. They're simply buying insurance should the market fall. Microsoft actually had a great quarter. Their Azure was growing 47%. However, the bears just want to growl and say that that was a slowdown. When was 47% a slowdown? But I would say that Wall Street wants to make an excuse to sell, and they would make up all kinds of stories just to make you sell. And so Microsoft last night fell about 3% from 211 to 202. That said, what's not being told to you is that Microsoft is already up more than 70% from those March lows, and we are talking about trillions of dollars. And so it was just an excuse for people to actually take profits. A lot of news will also talk about the China-US tension. So a lot of Chinese names continues to fall. It's been happening for the last 5-6 days. The basic news there is that I think these politicians, they're kind of like kids. It's been happening for the last 3 years. If you're getting shaken out in the last 3 days, it's as if you're not trading any of the U.S.-China tension. So there was this bitter spat again. China-U.S. tensions rise. As a Congress, China is now ordering U.S. consulate in Chengdu to close as the tensions rise. Because U.S. also, so that is just an eye for an eye, because U.S. ordered a Chinese ambassador and a consulate in Houston to close down. So the U.S.-China tension continues to brew. And today, that is becoming your headline news. Asian markets sink as U.S.-China tensions rise, U.S. tech stocks fall. Sometimes, I'll tell you what, the U.S. will make up all kinds of news just to make the markets fall. So for the U.S., okay, China-U.S. tension, of course, you're seeing a lot of your Chinese names drop. Here's your Alibaba, 251. A few Chinese big names are falling. Kings of Cloud falling down. But take a look here, $31. That's actually a good support entry. Let's read the news for you. China, Asian markets sinking. U.S. tech stocks fall. Hang Seng Index down 2%. Shanghai Composite down 2.8%. Shenzhen Composite. Asian markets sinking, led by declines by Apple and Microsoft. Dow falls 350 points. It's actually just two-way for you to see it. Whether you want to take a look at the 3-day chart or you want to take a look at the 7, depends on what you want to see. 3 months, 3 days, what you want to watch. Uptrends are intact. These are just healthy consolidation, healthy pullbacks. These are actually good things. Your e-commerce is an overloved, overcrowded space. Your Shopify's are, these are 300, 400% up from $300 to $1,050. no matter how much good news you want to share, you don't need bad news. You just need the markets to sell down, even on a good news, or no news. That is actually people just want to take profits. How low can these things go? Maybe it can go to about $800. Can it fall down another 10% or 15%? If your FAANG stocks can fall, everything else can fall. When the generals, there's a quote, when the generals are in panic, the infantry is in chaos. So let's take a look in your generals. So your generals, your Amazon is saying, we're topping out. We can't move anymore, guys. We have topped out. 3233 is your top for Amazon. So knowing that that is a toppish chart forces some people, okay, let's go down first. Amazon topping out. Facebook is getting a lot of $650 million, another penalty, and so forth. Facebook is topping out at 246. So your Facebook, your Apple, your Amazon, your Netflix had a bad earnings quarter. That was an excuse to sell down your Netflix. So Netflix 575 going down 477 could fall here to about 430, another 10% drop. So those who have it should have sold. If you didn't sell, then any rallies you sell. But the uptrends are intact. You want to buy at 440, 418, 380. With the slew of a lot of names getting sold down, people are selling even their winners. Even the winners like Spotify, they are selling. So not every winner has to be sold in my view. So even if the market wants to sell down their winners, I would want you to pay attention. If Spotify falls to 240, you want to buy. 267, you want to get in. 240, you want to get in. If you've bought at 150, if you've bought at 180, you want to actually collect winners and actually understand that the noise is noise. If you have a long-term uptrend here, you want to buy on dips, especially if the upside is bigger than your downside. So some small cap names that we like to highlight, if Copen falls here at 160, it's actually a good entry point for those who don't have this great leader. Even drops to about 150 should be seen as a good opportunity to buy good companies. Digital advertising will, of course, dampen. So we've already seen your FAANG man names go down. So Google 1.6 topping out. A lot of the bears would want you to sell and tell you that the market's going to crash. 15% downside, 20% downside. How do you protect yourself? It's about your cash and your stock exposure. Ask yourself, how much exposure do you have truthfully in the stock market in the USA, in these great companies? If you are all in, then you might want to be taking profits. But it depends. Maybe you're all in. It's just like 2% of your entire net worth. You probably have 90% of your net worth in cash. So you might actually be too underinvested in the US stock market. So it's a question you have to answer for yourself. Take a look in your Chinese names. You can see that Tencent is dropping a bit, 529. This is a huge uptrend. You've got a lot of supports for your Tencent at 480. Do you get scared with a 10% move? Actually not. You want to actually be waiting on the sidelines. If you can enter at 474, go ahead. But I would say that the people who have low costs would actually sell a bit, but they won't sell everything. It really depends on how they trade. Are they short term? Are they not? So it's easy to say that I'm going to sell all and buy it all. That's what most people say. What if it doesn't fall? Take a look in some of your winners. So a lot of your overextended names are starting to see some cracks. Your Twilio is starting to fall. Your Fastly starting to fall. Kaboom, kaboom, down. Your Datadog is falling down. Kaboom, down. You have a lot of your fuel cell going down, kaboom, down. You can see that the Ballard Power from about 21, now it's 16. There's downside to go, guys. It can go 14. You've got, of course, obvious sells. Your Snapchat had a bad quarter, and it has gone so far so fast. So a lower high, kaboom, drop 21.97. Furthermore, a lot of your electric vehicles are getting sold already. So Neo, you've got topped out at 16. If you didn't sell at 15, 14, and 12, get out while you can before it goes to $6. Same thing for your workhorses. See, downtrend, boom. Um, Bigger downtrend, kaboom. So you could see that the weakness persists. But let's give you some news on the positive side. Twitter actually had a good earnings. Actually didn't have a good earnings, but why was this up 5-6%? Even trying to threaten that breakout move of $40. The reason why Twitter is trying to break out, one of the few ways that you can actually continue to hold is because, so you have to ask yourself, am I holding a winner or am I holding a loser? That's how you ask yourself. Twitter is actually exploring. Jack Dorsey wants to explore the subscription platform. So this is actually a game changer. Can you imagine if you had to follow somebody and pay for that exclusivity, that access? Even if I had to pay 10 cents or $1 just to follow, let's say, Elon Musk, some of us would pay. So Twitter says it's looking at subscription options that they have at least the daily monetizable users are significant, and they're going to try to improve and amplify their advertising business by a new revenue stream, and they want to complement that with a subscription model. So now they are announcing that a lot of accounts will become paid for. So it could be like a Barack Obama account, an Elon Musk account, a Jeff Bezos account, a Joe Biden account. We don't know how Jack Dorsey is exploring these sources of revenue, but it's big enough. People do believe that that is a huge game-changing move, such that it's actually worth pointing out that Twitter is a buy. And for those chartists who wants to always buy the low, you could try to see if 34 support you could have more buys, more buying opportunities. 38, 39, 36, 34. So you have actually a lot of buy signals here. So that's a news for you to know about. Of course, AMD, you've probably known that Advanced Micro Devices has already a partnership with Google using AMD Ryzen chips. Actually, this closes after hours at 64. Some of the names, so that is still a breakout. So those who try to enter at 58, 59, it's continuously being bought. So you need to pick your names. Just because Facebooks or Amazons have topped out doesn't mean that there's all let's go risk off. It depends what you own. Again, it always depends what you own. Let's see. So some people are selling. Okay, so Sunrun is actually a strong mover. One of the best winners in the solar microinverters. You could see that this is a more than 400% move from its March $8.50 lows. Kaboom. So in these scenarios, all you need to do if you're holding a winner is to trail your stops. I'd say that drops of Sunrun might happen to about 36 or even to 30, but it's how you manage your winners. It's not about selling your winners. It's about trailing your winners and learning to hold. Winners always will tell you that. Only losers will tell you to sell. Learn from the masters. Brian Ferroli is one of the best follows that you could do on Twitter. Brian Ferroli is a motley fool guy. I always tell to my listeners and my viewers that I do believe in this strategy. Selling future multi-baggers very early is far more costly than hanging on to a loser. Develop a bias towards not selling. Learn to hold your winners. You have to learn to hold your winners. And some suggestions for you, probably take the time to spend an hour. I do wish every day, freshman, sophomore, no matter what age you are. This is a guy, Mr. Ryan Henderson. He is a Motley Fool intern. He also has a podcast. He's a co-host of Chit Chat Money. I do love listening to Market Foolery, Rule Breaker Investing. I love listening to the Market Fools, Chit Chat Money. I do believe listening to them. Great episodes. If you want to learn how to invest correctly, how to make money globally, you want to follow winners. This is a winner. And me personally, I do believe that if every day freshman students in America get to hear about the greatest companies in the world, I only wish that Filipinos will start to do the same, and at any age. Doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 70, you're 10-year-old, you're 11, you're 9 years old, I'm okay with that. You should teach your children to invest in the best companies worldwide. Um, let's take a look in some news. Let me see. Actually, last night there was a quick shakeout move with Graph, GRAF. It went to about 18, but it closed at 16. Doesn't matter. SPACs. So not everyone is aware, but in the US, this is a backdoor vehicle. It's an easier way to do an IPO. So blank check companies. So Graph Industrial is a blank check company. They are acquiring Teledyne Lighter. It's already confirmed. So we do believe that at 16 bucks it's a buy. Some people are also saying that it's a buy. That's why there was a spike last night at 18.20. It didn't hold, but it's okay. So see, there was a spike at 18.20, 18.40. It closed at 16, but as you could see, for now it has a lot of support at 16. Some resistance at 18, 20, 24, but let's see how it goes. SPACs, I think like within the end of the month, it might already change ticker to VLDR. Some names that are new in the US, JAMF, JAMF. This is a holding new IPO in the US. So I think this is already up something like 100% from IPO. Let me just check. JAMF Holdings IPO. So you want to actually watch out for this. So let's read about who is JAMF. So 2 days ago, software maker JAMF raised $468 million. The company offered $18 million at 26 per share. Now it's 39, so that's 50% pop. Above its price range of 21 to 23. So they were able to sell 18 million shares at a higher price. Initially just 16 million. So the company was able to raise a huge number, approximately $500 million. So last week, we also saw like an online insurance broker, Go Health, jumping 19%. JAMF makes software helping companies manage their employees. Apple devices, they count IBM and SAP among its customers. This firm allows employees to work remotely with the pandemic driving up the demand for cloud computing services. JAMF's net loss is narrowed to $8 million from last year's $9 million. The funds are affiliated with Dragoneer Tiger Global, company listed on NASDAQ under the symbol JAMF. It has the theme, it has the right story, right clients, right customers. So in these types of stocks, you want to see how it moves in the next 3 to 6 months, maybe a few months. Take a look. So this is like 50% above its IPO. Congratulations to JAMF IPO shareholders. So you want to see whether it can drop near 26. Will they take profits? We'll see. Or will it just continue going higher? Great companies usually, guys, go higher. But let's see if you can get it low. Okay, some news for you to know. Sunrun done. General Motors, Ford catching up with their Teslas. Ballard got a huge drop. Okay, so a lot of your Chinese companies are also falling. Let's take a look at your Chinese companies. So some Chinese companies I like, 1211. Um, Actually, it's just in an uptrend. Whenever people say the world is falling, the sky is falling, try to see whether that is valid. You've got a lot of higher lows here at about 68. Sure, some people are selling here at about 80. You could see that it traded from about 70 back to 81, got sold down, profit taking move. 79 higher, lower high, so 88, 81. But the bigger picture is still an uptrend. So BYD is the Chinese version also of your Tesla's electric vehicle. So Tesla, you are seeing people selling on the good news profits, but people say that it's already priced in. After a 400% move, what is a likelihood of Tesla retracing their gains? Usually, guys, you might need to see whether Tesla can break 1.4 or 1.3 to see if it will fall. So let's make the scenario that it does fall, that it has topped out. Try to see if it goes to 1.3. So from about 1.8 to 1.3, that would be a drop of at least 27%. So usually 400% moves have 20-30% drops. So it's pretty normal, guys. I don't think the people who bought at $1,000 or $400 will get wiped out. Depends really on their costs. Depends also on their time frames. Um, what's happening in your Chinese firms? Okay. So some firms, okay, so Tencent, 700, Alibaba, JD. So we're seeing a lot of profit taking in some overcrowded, overloved names. You could see the JD topping out at 68, now $60. Can it go to 51? That's a very strong support. It is very much arrogance to say that I know the future. So I don't know the future. A good trader or a good investor will say that nobody knows the future. So you just have to always prepare for whatever that the market gives you. If you're getting scared that the market can fall 10 to 20%, that means your exposure in the markets is wrong. You have to always know that cash can go zero, but stocks can fall 10%, 20% any given day. It can also go up 10, 20% any given day. So it's really up to you whether you're holding on for all your entire position or you're trimming some names. There are also positive numbers coming out. So SGMS actually closed up 1675. So after earnings, it's up 1675. Let's try to read why SGMS is up after hours. Scientific Games after hours earnings. It's up 6% or something. I think like it's up 7. It's nearing $17. So online sports betting. Let's go for the news. 15 stocks moving in the after hours session. So let's read that for you. 5 things you must know. Okay. Okay. So Scientific Games are higher after a company reported better than expected results. Scientific Games will open 1675 yesterday, so that is not a 6% drop. So 1580 and 1675, that's about 10-12% up tonight. Advanced Micro Devices are trading higher after Intel reported Q2 earnings results. For those who aren't aware, AMD and Intel are arch enemies. So it only tells you that Intel is losing, AMD is winning. SciPlay trading higher. Of course, for those who aren't aware, Scientific Games also owns SciPlay. So yeah, very strong results for Scientific Games, strong results for SciPlay. Some news, Mattel trading higher, reported better results. Skechers are also trading higher, better results. So it really depends. If you want to make money in this market, you have to have good earnings moves. So Scientific Games, good earnings. So so far it's opening at 1675. You've got the resistance at 17, 18, 20. So if you want to be selling, you can sell high. Mattel reported good earnings. So you could say that you could sell on good news, just like some people who had Tesla did, so they sold on good news. It really depends on your strategy. It's okay to sell on good news if that's your trading strategy. Okay, for the day, I want to share to you that I'll be discussing a few things. This is something that I want to discuss. China job market, officially, the survey says that the jobless rate fell to 5% from a peak, 5.7% from a peak of 6.2%. China wants to hope for a V-shaped rebound even as the economy returns to growth. Where are the jobs coming from? This is the biggest, the increase in jobs. Officially, the job statistics says that the highest increase in jobs is among all the job categories. It's coming into the live streaming and entertainment platform. Whenever I want leaders and winners, the fact that ByteDance is hiring people, the fact that, as you know, Amazon is hiring people, Walmart is hiring people. If a company is hiring people, it means that the sales is doing well. Charles Schwab is hiring people. They said half of the interns will get a regular job. Those are the things that you actually watch for leaders. Notwithstanding, actually, Charles Schwab, which we said a buy at 34, is now hitting 35. Wait a few months and it's probably 40, 45. You want to make money, follow our channel. We always give you ideas. And you can see for yourself if our ideas pan out. A few things. Charles Schwab, I like. IDKR near 45. You might want to enter. 45 is a good support. This 54, 53, any drops near 48 to 46 is a good entry point. So your brokerage firms are making money worldwide. Your market access, MKTX. So you can see that these are at all-time high moves. 280 to 540. A lot of people trying to take profits. Not so bad if you want to take profits. But yeah, so you might say that all of these are overloved, overcrowded trades. A lot of people are looking at, of course, gold miners. So your gold miners are just really uptrends. AAAU, 1882. This is a perfect mirror of your gold. It's just a mirror. So when it says 1882 here, it means $1882 for your gold. How do I know this? Okay, you can see that is a perfect reflection, 1885. Just a little bit of discrepancy. What else? What am I going to talk about? Payments. You want to wait for the earnings. StoneCo is going to report earnings. But some people are also trying to take profit. If they're scared of earnings risk, there's also taking profit. Twitter does well. Okay, gold is steady. Video games as a group is okay. Alibaba barely budged even if there's China tension. It's really about what you're holding. I'd be okay if Alibaba fell to 230 bucks. It's actually a buy. 10% drop is good. Okay, 260. Let Alibaba fall to 230 or 220. As Alibaba owns your Ant Financial, Ant Financial is gonna go IPO. For those who aren't aware who Ant Financial is, Ant Financial is the controlling arm of Alipay. So as you can see, people can see that SoftBank is a winner in all of these IPOs, very strong at 6,492. There you go, guys. So it's Friday. Have a good weekend. Let me invite all of you to watch and listen to our free Friday class. Every Friday, I do help you out. It's always free. Invite your friends. Subscribe to the channel. July 22, 2020. Let me discuss how to make money in streaming platforms. Let's go discuss YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Huya, Doyu, Bilibili, YY, Nemo TV, all of these great platforms. So see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. siya din ko, of course I can't speak Hokkien all the time. So I'm sorry for those who can understand English. But there. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.